Hey, so we're live? Yep, we are live. Awesome. Alrighty. Alrighty. So let's wait a few minutes so anyone can get here. And we can start. Awesome. Let's see if YouTube sends the notification today, because last time I think it didn't. And I'm not seeing an email, which is weird. Weird. Yeah, nobody's getting here. So it's weird. Come on, YouTube. Alright, so let's wait a few minutes, see if it works. It should. I don't know why it shouldn't. Alrighty. It's been 2 minutes, still no notification. That's weird. Let's wait a few more minutes, see if YouTube wants to play with us. Today's topic is gonna be really interesting. At least that's what I think. It's something that I really like a lot. So, yep. I'll turn off this fan. Not sure if that's been caught by the microphone. I don't think so, but just wanted to turn that off. Nah, YouTube's not sending a notification. I don't know why. People should get notified that I'm live. What should we do? What should we do? Let's see. Nah, we are in fact live. Sending a notification. People should get notified that I'm live. Weird. What should we do? Alright, so is anyone watching? I don't see anyone right now. No. We are. Huh, alright. Let me know if you guys got an email from YouTube saying that we're live, because it's weird. Recently it's not been showing emails. I don't know why. Used to have emails every time I started one of these webinars. Now it's not sending. I don't know why that's happening. Hey, Mr. Crazy Edits. So it's been 5 minutes. There's no one here. Yeah, something's really weird with YouTube. I don't know what's happening. I'm not sure what's happening. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna start then. Whatever. Alright, so today we're gonna talk about setting Unreal Engine and Houdini Engine on Linux. And it's something that not sure, but I'm at least for Houdini Engine, I think I'm one of the first persons to got it working on Linux. Because it works on Windows just out of the box, it's compiled and everything, but in Linux you have to compile yourself, and it takes a little bit of compiling. It's not hard actually to do, and if you're using Linux, I guess you're kind of used to just compiling stuff. It's something that you do on Linux sometimes. You don't have to, but I like it. I like to compile stuff. I like to mess around with systems. I like to do all the stuff. Hey, the Patrick BQ. Patrick maybe? I don't know. Forget name, sorry. So last week I didn't make a webinar in last Wednesday because I was on vacation. So I was out of town and I didn't have any time to make anything. So sorry if you guys were expecting a webinar last Wednesday. AAA. What are the benefits of using this on Linux? Well, if your operating system is Linux as me, then the benefit is that you don't have to switch to Windows anytime you need to use Unreal Engine, which I had to do before. And since I use Houdini all the time, it works better on Linux, and Linux is my main operating system, so I don't have to switch systems. It's the same as if you are a Mac user and then you need to switch to Windows to use something else. You don't want to do that. You just want to stay in your Mac, do stuff there. So that's the benefit. I have no idea how to say your name, dude. Sorry. I have no idea. So that's it. Did I promise to do anything? No, you can't use ZBrush or Photoshop in Linux. You can't. Alright, so let's talk about this stuff. So first, Linux. I had a window open here for this. Alright, so what do I recommend to use for Linux? Because some people are not familiar with Linux and they ask me all the time, what do you use? What do you recommend? So if you want to use something that it's really simple to use, just the two options that I always say are the best are Fedora. It's one. Fedora, it's Fedora, getfedora.org. It's one that it's very compatible with most application installs right out of the box with the packages that are distributed by somebody like Maya or Substance. They most of the time they have RPM or RPM package files, so you just double click those in Fedora, you just install them. It's pretty simple to use Fedora. I don't really like Fedora that much. I use CentOS, but Fedora is basically the same thing, but it's simpler. So use Fedora. If you want to go, if somebody tells you use CentOS or Red Hat, don't do that. Use Fedora. Fedora is simpler. It's way more up to date, and it works really well. The other one that I use, it's Linux Mint, and I use this a lot in my laptop. It's basically the only operating system I have on my laptop, which is pretty cool. And there I use Linux Mint, and for both options, for both Fedora and Linux Mint, you can use the KDE desktop, and that's what I prefer. But there's other options like XFCE, Cinnamon, I don't know this one, Mate, LXDE, etc. I recommend KDE. It's really cool. It's very mature, and in Linux Mint there is a KDE version as well. I don't see it here, but there is a KDE version. All versions. No, that's not here. Downloads maybe. There it is. This is the KDE version, and use the 64-bit, of course. You don't want to use 32. Why would you do that? All right, so that's the two distros that I recommend: Fedora and Linux Mint. In Linux Mint, which is based on Ubuntu, you can still install RPM packages, but you have to convert them to dev packages, or just extract them like I do all the time. Just extract them and just install them like that, and like that's it. Alright, so that's the two distros, Fedora and Linux Mint. Fedora and Linux Mint with the KDE desktop is the best option for me. That's what I recommend. You can try everything else yourself. They are all free, so you can just use them. Alright, so the next thing we need is Unreal Engine. And one of the most amazing things about Unreal Engine is that you can actually get the source of the engine. And when people ask me what's better, Unreal or Unity, I always say Unreal, because I like it a lot. It's amazing. It looks stunning, and you can have the freaking source of the engine. You can have the source of the engine. You can see it here. Full source code access. Full source code access. Full. You can just build the engine from scratch and modify whatever you want, and it's really cool. I've done a few things with it. Even if you're not into coding, the benefits of the engine being available for everyone is that it gets developed a lot faster. Like Nvidia has done a lot of experimentation with the engine, that it's amazing. Their global illumination stuff and all that stuff that Nvidia has done here, and oceans and stuff, it's done on top of Unreal Engine, and it's only because the code is there, and you can have all that stuff, which is pretty cool. So there's benefits over that. And some people say like, well, you only have blueprints or C++ for Unreal Engine. Well, I can code in ugly C# in Unity. Well, you can code in C# in Unity, but there's even more languages for Unity. You can even do stuff in JavaScript, which is stupid, but It's cool. Hacks, JavaScript, even Python, I think. It's weird. So yeah, it's pretty much so cool that you can have this. Why not CentOS? CentOS is not meant for desktops. CentOS is meant for servers. CentOS has all libraries because they tend to stick to stable. So their libraries are very old. So if you want to plug like a controller or a USB mic or something like that, you're gonna have a hard time doing that. And if you want to have like recent applications might not run because they are just old. Maybe the kernel is old or something. So use Fedora because it has better updates. It updates quicker, and the versions, the libraries, and everything that is there, it's more up to date. So that's why not to use CentOS unless you really know what you're doing in Linux. You can use whatever. You can use whatever. Arch if you are like that kind of person. Sandy Dark. Yeah, we're gonna learn about Linux and Unreal Engine today. So yeah, stay away from CentOS if you don't know Linux. If you're new to Linux, just go for Fedora or Linux Mint. That's it. Or try a few distros and see what's good for you. So how do you get the freaking code for Unreal Engine? Well, you have to register here. You can see I'm registered there. There's my account there. You have to register at unrealengine.com. You create an account there. You need to have an account. The source engine is free. Once you have your account, you have to follow these steps. You have to have a GitHub account as well, which is github.com. If you don't have that, you are not going to be able to see the code here. You can see I'm logged in here with my profile, and I can see the code. If you're not going to be able to see or download the code either, of course. So you have to create your account in Unreal Engine, and then create your account in GitHub, and then put your, like it says here, just go to your Unreal account and put your name, your GitHub name there. There's a field there for your GitHub name. You put it there, and then your GitHub account, your Unreal account is gonna be linked to GitHub, and then you're gonna be able to get the source. So that's pretty important if you don't know how to get source access. So once you have source access, you can go to the to this address. It's even linked here. This is in the profile. So if you just are in your account, there is a link to this page, and you can click here, and it will take you to the source of the engine, which is exactly the code that the people at Epic Games uses to code the engine. It's like they build from this the engine. If that's not mind-blowing to you, I don't know what it's gonna be. So this is the actual code that makes the engine run. So to me, when Unreal Engine released Unreal Engine 4 for $19 a month, I signed up the second day, not the first day, because the credit card that I had didn't pass, and they had issues with credit cards and stuff. But the second day, I don't remember what I did, but I bought the damn thing. Day 2, I had it. I was like, $19, this is a steal. I need it. I need to have it. So I did, and I paid for the first month that they had it for subscription, and then they said, you know what, it's gonna be fucking free. I was like, what? Unreal Engine for free. I've been following Unreal Engine for a while, and I used to buy the Unreal Tournament games just to use the engine. So now that this thing is free for everyone, it's amazing. And on top of that, you have the source of it. It's like, I touch my glasses. It's incredible. So, all right. So, I downloaded the engine here. This is the source code here. And what you need to do, there's some help here. You can build it from scratch in any platform, Windows. I never tried on Mac, but some people say it works. I'm not sure if there is even releases for Mac. I guess there are, sorry. But you can also build it for Linux. There's this section here. And if we go to this community page here, native compilation here, just click this community wiki page, and here you're gonna get to this wiki page that it's building on Linux, which is really up to date. This is actually been it's up to 4.15 up to date. So, and there's a bunch of options here, a bunch of topics here, but it's pretty simple. And you can see there's even topics for different distros, or the most popular. CentOS is there. I use those. Fedora, if you're using Fedora, just click there. If you're using Arch Linux or Linux Mint, you will just go to those sections. Let's see the Fedora section. So the Fedora section says go to this link. All right. So to this link, takes you to the Unreal Engine forums, and there's a few commands that you need to follow here. It's very simple. You need to install Git, of course. You need to set up your Git account. That's what I said. You need to generate an authorization token, which is pretty simple. Most of this, you just have to copy these commands and let them install, which is pretty damn simple. You just have to do this, and it's gonna build a lot of stuff. It's gonna install some stuff. You're gonna start Python here. You're gonna start GTK3, SDL. You need SDL. Other stuff you need. You don't really need to create a clone of the. You don't really need to fork here. It says that you need to fork it somewhere here. You don't really need to fork here. Create your own fork. You don't need to fork it, and that's just like if you wanna develop the engine. If you want to modify the code and submit patches or whatever, then you'll need to fork it. But if you don't need to do that, just don't need to fork the engine. Then you just download it from GitHub, which is just one command. And let's see the other instructions that are a little bit clearer. These ones, let's see the ones for Linux Mint. It's pretty simple. Again, series of commands that you need to follow. It's pretty damn simple. Then this is this. You need to do that thing, and then this thing, and generating the project files. This is not necessary for this. Where's the where's the making on here? Alright, now this is just specific things that you need to do for Linux Mint. And I think the more clear instructions are these ones for CentOS. CentOS is basically really similar to what Fedora will use. You install some stuff, you install some fonts. Here is where you clone the source. This will take a while because there's a lot of source to download. Then you just go to the folder. Let's say Let me see where I have that. Here's the folder. Once you download that, you have this folder, and right now you can see it's pretty big because everything's built here. It's 43 gigabytes, sorry, 47 gigabytes. And then here there's some files that you need to run. Alright, so there's more dependencies here that you install, but as I said, this is pretty simple. You just go through the commands, read this carefully, and then you run this setup command here, which is this file here, which just downloads some pre-built dependencies that Unreal Engine needs, and then you can just generate the project files with this command, which is just prepares the files to be compiled, which is this file right here. Then you just run make, and then you just wait because it takes a while to build it. There's a lot of stuff to build, and once you do that, and there will be there might be errors, there might be issues, there might be libraries that you need to install, but thankfully Unreal Engine has a lot of help on that, and you can go to the answer hub. There's somewhere you can ask. There's also an IRC for Linux stuff. Let me see if it's in here. IRC, yeah, there it is, the IRC chat for Unreal on Linux. If you have questions, go there and see, ask question and see if somebody knows what's happening to you and how to solve it. But generally, if you just follow the commands there, it will be simple to install. Alright, so now once you have that building in your system, then you can just run it with there's a command there. Did you run? Here you just go to this folder where it's gonna have the binaries, and I'm actually always really excited to see binaries because there are just a bunch of binaries that will build. So you can see this is the actual engine binary here. That's the then you just run it. I have a shortcut on my desktop, or let me see if I can UE4, you can see it, there it is. I have set up an icon here for my Unreal Engine, so I just set it to that. It's just a shortcut, just like Windows or whatever. And then when you run it, it will take some time to start because it will build the initial shaders and stuff. And once you run it, it will be just like any other application, or just the same as Windows. And so you can see here, I'm starting another instance. It's saying the same thing as Windows, initializing the stuff. And once you have this running, then we need to compile it with Houdini Engine. And Houdini Engine, the plugin for Houdini for Unreal Engine, is also available on GitHub. So let's go and see here. So you can see in here, in this tab. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Okay, so now I have two Unreal Engines running. Let me close this one because I opened the same project. Alright, so now let's go to here, and here if you go to side effects, GitHub side effects, there is a few repositories here. There's the game development tools, that is actually the new home for the Vertex animation tools. There's the engine for Maya, the engine for Unity. If you are interested in those guys, you can see there's repos for there. But the most important for me right now is this one, the Unreal Engine for Houdini Engine for Unreal. You can see it's again live, and it's the code is there. My friend Demian, it's one of the main developers there. It's helped me get this thing running a few times, solving issues and stuff. And this is the code as well. And what you need to do for this one is you can just click here and download a zip, or if you know how to use Git, you can just Git clone it, and you get it in your machine, which in my case is this one. Is this folder right here, Houdini Engine for Unreal. When you click this guy, download zip, you get a zip file. When you extract it, you get something like this. And once you get in, you have these folders. You don't need to touch anything here inside, and you just need to copy this guy. You can see it here. It says where you need to put the folder here. Put it into Engine Plugins Runtime. Hold on, let me see if somebody got here. Shit. Nah, it's not here. Waiting for a package, but it's not here. So, alright, then we need to copy that folder. This guy. Just the folder you had with these 3 folders and these 2 files. We're just gonna copy it to this Engine Plugins Runtime. Let me open a tab. So go to Unreal Engine. This is my source for Unreal. Then go to Engine, Plugins, Runtime here. So here you just paste that and rename it to Houdini Engine. You can see here it says clone this repo into a folder named Houdini Engine. So you just have this folder here. You can see this is the same content. Well, there's some other stuff because I already built it. The binaries here, you can see this is what you will build when it's done. So this makes me wonder, can I just give this to somebody else? Maybe I can distribute the build results. Maybe, I don't know. So alright, you have to have that Houdini Engine folder there. So just remember that we are now talking about the Houdini Engine, the engine that allows us to run assets inside Unreal Engine, right? So once you have that there, what you need to do is go back to your Unreal Engine folder. Let me just close this. Don't save. Alright, I don't save that. I'm going to open a terminal here just by pressing Shift F4, and it's not giving me a terminal. Shift F4, there we go. I don't know what happened there. So here where I downloaded the Houdini Engine code, put it into the plugins folder, renamed them correctly. Now I open a terminal where the Unreal Engine is, and I need to generate the files again. Generate project files. There's no such file because it's H. Let me make this bigger. Generate project files. Enter. That's gonna generate the new project files with that folder that I just made. I guess it's not gonna do anything for me because it's already done. I think. Oh no, I missed one important step, which is this, and it's something that I actually wanted to guys to show you. So you need to have the right version of Houdini installed for use the engine. And at the moment I have, let me see, which one do I have here? 578. Yes, build 578. This is what I have. 16.1 1.0.578, right? That's my version, and this is just gonna do something, but it's not gonna be useful right now. But we can see the difference. You can see it's looking for HFS, which is a library that comes from Houdini. And well, what we need to do, you need to know where Houdini is installed. In my case, it's in the default folder, OPT. See here, I have a bunch, and OPT I have a bunch of versions of Houdini installed. 578 is the one we are going to use. So what I need to do first is go to that folder, cd opt hfs 16.057.578, and then source Houdini. There's a file there called Houdini setup. So you just type source Houdini setup, and it will tell you that the Houdini version, its setup has been initialized. This means that now I can just run Houdini here, Houdini effects from the terminal. If this works, then you did it correctly. Alright, so if you see that it's correctly, if you see that it's done. So just to get back, clear. To get back to the folder I was, just type cd and dash, what's that called? So it takes me back to the folder I was. So now I'm in the Unreal Engine folder, and here now I can generate the files, and this is necessary so the build of the plugin knows how to build the plugin correctly. So you can see here now it found that HFS library that was looking for in that folder that we linked. So you need to do that in the same terminal that you are going to be building this. So that's an important step. You need to do that. And let's see, any questions, guys? I know this is a little bit complex, but it's going to be recorded so you can see it and see it and see it again. And of course, while this runs, I'm going to tell you that if you go to a really nice website, site is so cool. Alright, so if you go to mixtrn.com/community, or just go to the mixtrn.com and click on community, we have this really nice forum and a questions section here that you can use to post your questions. And why do I tell you to go here? Because this is the first place that I will look to see if anyone needs answers, and this will get me notified. Like as soon as you post anything, I will get notified. So if you want an answer for me, or maybe for me or the community of here, you will get an answer quicker. So if you have any questions, any issues building this thing, just go here and I'll answer your questions. Also, I guess it's a nice place to tell you about my Magical Fire Effects DVD. I guess it's not a DVD, it's just a training that I sell for 89 bucks. It shows you how to do these fire effects for film, and it's really amazing. It takes you through the whole process. Nothing is hidden or pre-baked or whatever. It just takes you from start to end. It will teach you how to make the fire, how to make particles and emit fire from particles, and all that's really juicy, amazing stuff in Houdini. And there you go. That's the end of the promotion. stuff. So there we go. Now this thingy, now it's prepared. It generated the files. We generated the project file. Now we need to build it as the same thing we did the first time we built the engine. We just need to now type just make, and what's gonna happen is gonna start looking for any changes in the code and see if it needs to build something. It needs to right now it's just checking it, seeing that everything is built and just skipping. So it might not build anything because we didn't change anything. So let's wait for a while. Let's see, can we download and compile both Houdini Engine and UE4 without a paid license? Yes, you do. You can do this without a license. You will need a license to create assets, and for that you will need a Houdini Indie license at least. But that's again to create assets in Houdini. You need that. If you just want to do this and use assets that somebody else built, you can just do this, and you can get the Houdini Engine, Houdini Indie free license, and that license allows you to use the assets inside Unreal Engine, and it's a free license. But again, if you want to create assets or modify assets, you need the Unreal Indie license at least, which is $200 or $199, I guess, I think. So yes. Let's see, I'm trying to see, there it is. You can see there is the free Houdini Engine Indie. This is limited commercial, all the stuff applies. You can read about that. But again, to work with assets created in Houdini Indie, if you need to create your assets, you need the Indie license for Houdini. I hope that answers your question, Dan. I need that window over here. Alright, so you can see this thing, it's trying to build stuff, but nothing changes. There's some warnings here, nothing to worry about. There were some major changes with 4.15 that I guess I kinda helped to fix, but not really. Damian from Side Effects fixed everything, and you can see it's just saying that it's just fixing, linking stuff, linking this. You can see there's the library that it's being built for the Houdini Engine editor. And that's it. Can you also make assets in other DCCs? Not Houdini Engine assets, because Houdini Engine requires Houdini. You can make static assets in other applications, like you can do models in Maya, animations in Maya, but not Houdini Engine assets. So yeah. Is Linux Mint working okay with Wacom tablets? Any Linux distro works okay with Wacom tablets or Wacom. I never had to install a driver to use my Wacom tablet, and I can prove it because I have this guy. There it is. I have this Wacom tablet, which is actually my main input device. I use this all the time, except when I'm playing a game or making a webinar, because it gets in the way of the microphone, gets in the way of the pen. But yeah, the Wacom tablet works beautiful in Linux, and you don't have to install anything. It just comes with the distro most of the time. comes. Put my cable back there. Yeah, Wacom tablets works perfectly. All right, so this thing's finished, but of course this is not gonna take that long. It's gonna take way longer because you guys are gonna have to build everything from scratch. I had this pre-built, so the Unreal build tool just skipped everything that was already built. But now that you had this, you can. There's another part of this. So now, if you had this build completed without any errors, then congratulations, my man, because you are done. You have now Unreal Engine in Linux, and you have Houdini Engine working for Unreal. But there's one more thing that we need to do, which is not automatic in Linux. Let me just close this one because we don't need it anymore, and we don't need this web thing anymore. It's not Wacom. Cintiq. Well, Cintiq is the same as Wacom. Yeah, Cintiq's work on Linux as well. It's the same thing. This is not a Cintiq, but Cintiq's work on Linux as well. I have used them. So once you have Unreal Engine open and you create a project, there's one thing you need to set before you can use it, because it will error out if you start importing HDAs here. So let's go to project settings. In edit project settings, this will be once you open Unreal Engine, create a project that you're gonna start working on. Then go all the way down here. You will see Houdini Engine section. Click on it. Go down, and here you can see I have this path there. This won't be this path won't be there. It's gonna be empty, and this check mark, it's gonna be off. So you need to turn this on, and then find this path. Let me open this, make this bigger so you see the actual path. So you need to select this path, and this path is the same path as we used before to build. So this is your Houdini installation folder, and this is the DSO library that it's the engine it's looking for. So again, this is the Houdini engine, the Houdini folder installation folder, and then needs this folder there, and you can just click on these three dots there and go look for it. OPT, this DSO library, you can see there, and just click open. Then you will need to restart the engine, and then it will fill all these parameters there. Some of them will be filled, some of them will not. And now that it's done, you can just save your project, save all, close Unreal and open it back again, and you will have the setup complete. That's it. That's everything you need. It will take a little while to build. Again, the engine takes a while to build. It's a huge engine, but it works, and it works perfectly. Everything works exactly as it works in Windows. So we can see, let me just open the engine again. It's opening right now. There you go. It's opening here, no, here, no, here. Let's see if I have some water here. I have here. Cool. So this project has no digital assets. So let me open one that has digital asset. Recent projects. This is the one. Then there is no performance drawbacks in Linux. Actually 3D applications work way better in Linux than they do in Windows. So don't worry about it. It's great. And no, DirectX doesn't work better than OpenGL. They are both the same thing, basically. So let's see what I did. Any more questions? Nope, no more questions. Okay, so yeah, no, that's a big actually DirectX, it's way more ugly than OpenGL. Nobody likes DirectX. It's just like, nah, don't want to use that. So let me see if I can open the project now. I don't know why what happened. Okay. So yeah, that's why I work on Linux, because it's way better for any graphics or heavy applications, heavy graphical applications like Houdini and stuff, simulation stuff. It's way better. So that's why I use it. Unreal, let me just try to see what I did. I did something wrong. I might have broke my let's see, engine binaries. If there's any questions right now, please tell me, let me know. Man, it's hot here. Summer is coming. It's not winter. Summer is coming, and it's gonna be freaking hell when it gets here. Woo! Yeah, here just summers are like freaking hell. Alright, so let me try to import. Everything's working fine, I think. Let me see if I change something over here. Houdini Engine. Everything is fine. Let's see, let's try to import an HDA here. New folder, HDAs. Just create a folder for this. Here I'm gonna drop a file. Let me just find one first. And I had one for, we can even download from Orbolt. Let's see if we can get something from Orbolt. So if you don't know Orbolt is a site for you can put Houdini digital assets there. We can download something from there. We just sign in with Google. Yes. All right. So you can actually sort them here by, oh, you can sort them now? There was, here it is. You can see Unreal assets. So there's a few Houdini assets here that we can use. Let's try these stairs. Sure, let's download this asset. It's gonna be, do you want to launch Houdini or download the HDA? And we want the HDA, so let's just put it here in my home folder. In this case it's an OTL, but it's the same. HDA and OTL are the same thing. We'll just put it there. Maybe I can just drag it from here. Let's see if I can just drag it and drop it here. Alright, there it is. So now let me just save in case we crash, because we're dealing with compilations and stuff, so we might crash. Who knows? Let's just drag it to the scene. Should start the engine on the back and give us the asset in any second. Oh, we crashed. Yes, we did crash, and I don't know why. Maybe this asset it's different. Maybe I did something wrong when I compiled the asset again, because it was working. I definitely think I did something wrong. So let's debug it here live. I'm just starting the engine now from the terminal. Let's see what's happening. We're gonna debug it live. Do I have to buy Windows license to use Wine for Photoshop or Flash? You can't use Photoshop on Wine or Flash. They won't run. And you don't. If they did, you don't need a Windows license. You just need a Photoshop or Flash license. But they don't work. They do not work. They do not work. What you can do, one of the things I've done before, is just set up a virtual machine in Linux and then run it inside there, but then you need a Windows license for that. Alright, because you're running Windows in a virtual machine, just like the Mac guys do it using Parallels, something like that. The other thing is, what I do is I have a second machine here in my studio that it's just for Windows, and I use Photoshop there and whatever Windows apps I need. But that's just because I have the second machine there. So if you don't, there's options. You can again use the virtual machine. So let's see what makes this thing crashed. This seems alright. This seems alright. You don't need to do this. I might have messed something up in the process, and I just crashed this for some reason. But everything I told you up to here would just be, you can just made it work. I think there's something else. So Houdini, it's Houdini Engine is starting. It starts well. I'm not sure why it's crashing. So here on register, not aborting. So yeah, I'm not sure why I'm crashing this today. It's weird. No version information required. That's not important. Alright, well, because there's no need for yeah, it's something related to the asset. I don't know why, but I'm gonna fix it for my version. But again, everything I said will just work. It's just that I just compiled something and maybe I didn't mean to compile that, but you should have everything working, or maybe the asset it's weird and it's crashing. And I guess that's gonna be it. If there's not any questions about Linux or Unreal Engine or Houdini or Houdini Engine, so yeah, just follow those steps and you'll be set in Linux. And again, this is not gonna be simple, so get ready to install libraries, maybe deal with crashes. Like right now we're dealing with a crash. I'm not sure exactly why, but maybe it's because I'm have a streaming software or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, be prepared to just deal with issues, because it's not as simple, but once it's just done, it works perfectly. You can develop your game completely here. You can package your game for Android and Linux here, and if you need to package it for other application, other platforms, you can just open the project in Windows or Mac and just deploy it there. So, but yeah, you can just do everything on Linux. And that shadow looks weird. All right, so that's it. Can you talk about the Python series at the end? Showing how to bring live data. I'm not sure what you mean by live data, but the Python series, it's gonna be at the end of the project. It's gonna be a project manager that you will have inside Houdini. That it's gonna be like for managing your scenes, your project. If you need to create new versions of a scene, go back maybe a version or something like that, you will have that. We could implement like thumbnails for the scenes, and maybe create a simple way to import assets from that project manager into your project, or everything else you guys want. I don't know what you mean by live data, but anything you can't do with Python, we can do it there. The other thing is I want to do like integrate maybe a database, so, or maybe even integrate Perforce or Git or something like that you will have like versions. So yeah, I'm up to suggestions as well. That's why I wanted to create it in YouTube and in sections. And so yeah, if you guys have any specifics that you want, just suggest them in the video, but be specific about what you want. If you just tell me, can you show us how to bring live data, I have no idea what you mean by live data. That's like a live video, or is it streaming? Is it I don't know. All right, so Sandy Dark, the Python series, it's on the channel. There's part 1, it's there. It's called I don't even remember what it's that called. Custom Python thingy. Let me show you. Here, go to the channel. It's this one, Project Manager. That's chapter 1. Go see it. It's pretty cool. And it's part 1. I'm not sure how many parts there will be. We could continue making it for 10 parts maybe, hopefully not. But one of the other things I want to do is make a tool available at the end of the series, so everyone can download it and stuff like that. And yeah, that's about it. It's not gonna be that super complex, but it will show you how to integrate your custom panels into Houdini. All right. Live data. Well, I don't know. I have no idea how to. Why do you need live data for projects? In a project manager, why would you need live data? You're not actually getting live data from anyone. If somebody maybe saves a file, you will actually get it when it's refreshed or something. But I don't know. If you have an actual idea of why that'll be integrated, let me know, and then I can think about it. Fusion plugin. Now, for this, guys. Now, this is a project I'm actually working on, and this I made myself. And these are actually very low res stuff. If we see the grid, see, these guys are, well, not super low res, but they are low res. And this is a project I'm working on. It's gonna be some training that I'm preparing to make a level like the witness kind of style. So this is some tests that I've been doing, importing into Unreal Engine. So yeah, these things are using booleans, but there's gonna be a tool that you can actually use here inside Unreal Engine and not worry about booleans or anything, or even normals and stuff. Alright guys, well, that's it for today. Thank you for being here. I know this not might be a very popular subject, but this is something I'm really passionate about. I like Linux a lot, and I like solving these things. And as I said, I might be the first guy to have Houdini Engine working, or was, because I already shared this with some other people. So might be the only one actually using it. So yeah, all right, thank you for being here. I'll see you guys next week, and take care, and thank you again for being here, and let's keep learning together, right guys, see you next week. Bye.